Motivation is defined as enthusiasm for doing something, and this presentation will be focusing on this enthusiasm generated at IKEA. IKEA is a Swedish furniture company that was founded in 1943 by Ingvar Kamprad in Altholt, releasing their first catalogue in 1951 and began using flat packing in 1956. Approaches to staff motivation and potential improvements at IKEA will be covered by the 10 motivation theories. IKEA employs the use of Taylorism, but not to the same extent that is encouraged by Taylor. With IKEA's One Bonus programme, a bonus system for all IKEA Group co-workers, based on performance, on our values of simplicity and togetherness. Combined with how IKEA provides their staff with optional managerial upgrade courses, show that they want to make sure that their staff have the best training and tools. The theory of scientific management by Frederick Wilson Taylor argues that workers do not instinctively like to work, and therefore need the production process to be broken down into simple tasks that require supervision and control. The aim is to maximize efficiency done by giving the appropriate training and tools. This results in a pay by numbers of products produced payment scheme. This theory has close links to Douglas McGregor's X and Y theory, specifically the X theory. The X theory assumes that workers do not want to work, lack ambition or responsibility, and need to be directed. They are gullible, dumb, and put themselves ahead of the company's goals and needs. With IKEA's many rewards and incentives, it is assumed that IKEA uses Y theory view on its perception of workers. Wanting to help workers reach their full potential. Y theory is the exact opposite of X. This means that workers are assumed to have a need to achieve, want the organisation to succeed. They assume responsibility. They are not passive or resistant to the organisational goal, and want to be able to control their own behaviour. Part of IKEA's corporate culture is to give the staff responsibility, which has been enabled by training and communication given to the staff. This is part of IKEA's corporate culture. This part of IKEA's corporate culture falls in line with the motivation theories of Mayo, Unwick and Uchi. By allowing workers to be involved, to motivate people, is to make sure they have a clear idea of where you're going and how to contribute to the goal. Ulrich's Z theory proposed that in order to have workers to behave positively towards achieving the organisation's goals and the individuals, they must know the organisational goals precisely, the amount they contribute through their efforts, and know that the relation of organisational goals is going to satisfy his or her needs positively. Uchi adds that by adding Japanese practices to American companies, Uchi's Z theory suggests that there needs to be a strong employee organisational bond, employee participation and involvement, human resource development, and no formal organisational structure. The Z theory suggests the need for there to be an understanding between employees and the organisation, so that they all want to work towards the same goal, and adding social cohesion as well as group decision making. Mayo's theory emphasises the importance of communication between managers, greater managerial involvement in the lives of workers, and working in groups or teams. Both Z theory and Mayo's theory focuses on management forming bonds and getting involved with workers. This level of care results in better performances. One of the key motivations for workers at IKEA Expo in Finland is money, implying that IKEA aim to provide workers their primary need, such as enough money for food and shelter. IKEA seem to attempt to provide all the needs in Maslow's hierarchy. However, it's assumed that IKEA does not provide these needs in the set order of the hierarchy. They provide managerial upgrade courses as an esteem need. They encourage cohesion and staff to innovate. A social need, with the amalgamation of all of the benefits provided could allow for self-actualization. Abraham Maslow's theory proposed 5 human needs that are arranged into a hierarchy in order to use a need. The one below must be achieved beforehand to do so. The first motivation that a worker will have is a wage that enables them to afford their psychological needs, their basic necessities, e.g. food, shelter, water, etc. Once that has been achieved, safety needs, economic and physical safety will be wanted, followed by social needs, being able to work in groups and have a social life. Esteem needs, the roles build self-worth and feeling the power and the feeling of power, and finally self-actualization, this achieving the full fulfillment and becoming the ideal version of themselves. IKEA provide an incentive for the second tier of the hierarchy with their TAC loyalty program. It gives all our eligible co-workers an extra contribution to their pension funds, giving IKEA's loyal employees economic safety. As IKEA do not stick to a strict hierarchy of needs, it could be inferred that IKEA also uses Heisenberg's theory. Friedrich Heisenberg worked with Maslow before designing his own theory. He removed the need for a hierarchy, as needs could be acquired in any order, and take into account what could demotivate and or dissatisfy workers. Known as hygiene factors, such as a company's policy, supervision, interpersonal relationships, working conditions, salaries, status, and security. However, the opposite of satisfaction is not no satisfaction. The opposite of dissatisfaction is no dissatisfaction, meaning that removing hygiene factors does not necessarily make a job satisfying, and needs job satisfiers or motivators such as achievement, recognition, work itself, responsibility, advancement and growth.